Hi, I'm David Templeton. Welcome to a Strings Guide video presentation about building an artistically and commercially successful chamber ensemble. I'm joined today by the members of the Del Sol Quartet, violinist Kate Stenberg and Rick Shinozaki, violist Charlton Lee, and cellist Catherine Bates Williams. Today we'll be discussing what advice this quartet, formed in 1992, has regarding a personnel change. How should an ensemble conduct a search? What's the best way to audition candidates? What was their own experience when original cellist Hannah Adario Berry left to be replaced by the current cellist Catherine Bates Williams? And what advice can they offer about helping each other adapt to the change? I'd like to spend some time talking about how to recruit and adapt to a new member. How would you say, with your experience, an ensemble should conduct a search for a new member to begin with?
I think each time we've had, when we just introduced Catherine to the group a year ago, we basically went to our friends, our colleagues, fellow teachers who teach cello at the conservatory and various conservatories around the country, new music ensembles, and many of them handed us quartet people. Yeah, I mean, many of them had many ideas for us, and that was plenty. We didn't run an ad or anything like that, and there were a lot of ideas coming right away. Yeah.
I think it's such a personal issue, and each group will probably have to decide for themselves what will work best for them. The quartet is, as we've talked about in some of the other segments, is such a really complex and involved relationship, and so the personal connection is very, very important. That's why I think it's nice when we go to talk to people that we know and they say, well, I think this person is a wonderful cellist, this person is a wonderful person. Mm-hmm. They are not only musical and expressive, but they are also very warm, they're generous, they're easy to work with. That's just as important, both the personality as well as the playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how we get along with them is tremendously important. Yeah. What kind of a people person are they? Can they interact well with others? Can they speak well in front of an audience? Can they bring other skills to the table besides their playing? What are those skills? But most of all, how do we get along? That's the key.
Yeah. I have a story of this one of my friends who was in another quartet, or when he auditioned for the other quartet, he said they played a bit and then they went out drinking. And he felt like the drinking part of it was actually more important process of him getting the gig.
So searching through your network sounds like a more effective way than running an ad on Craigslist or something.
Right.
And curiously, we do programming in a similar way. It seems that composers are ones that have been recommended to us, or friends or people we feel like we have an emotional connection to. Not that we don't accept cold call scores, but it tends not to work so well, and it looks like we just search for that kind of connection in that way.
I think the musical community is so small that if there is someone, who's fabulously right for whatever position, someone that is going to know them, because just the way how small the classical music world is. And so I think having, it sounds like the quartet had sort of a list of criteria which were important for, who the cellist would be. And then they reached out to everyone they knew, and sort of the even, one step beyond that, do they know anyone who could recommend other people who would fit, to recommend a person who would fit these criteria.
Wouldn't you like to see that list?
Yes.
I mean, in a sense, it's like matchmaking.
Yeah.
If somebody knows you and you ask them to help set you up, they're going to have a much better chance than going on a blind date.